All right, so today we're diving into a story all about getting that second chance at life. But, there's always a catch. In this one, it's a doozy. This is resurrection and the greed.
Okay, let me ask you something. What if you went to sleep old? I mean, really old and frail, and then bam, you wake up young again, back in your prime. What's the first thing you'd do? Well, for the guy in our story, this isn't some daydream. It's the beginning of a total nightmare.
So let's meet our main guy, Satoshi. We're jumping in at the exact moment his whole world just completely flips on its head.
So picture this. He drags himself out of bed, kind of stumbles over to a mirror, and just freezes. He can't believe his eyes. It's not the old, worn-out guy he remembers. Nope. Staring back at him is a healthy, strong 35-year-old. He's touching his face, pinching his skin, just trying to figure out if any of this is real.
And right then, in all that confusion, something clicks. A memory pops up. He remembers someone giving him this experimental cell regeneration drug right before he passed out for good, or so he thought. So get this wasn't some random miracle. It was planned. But he has literally no time to think about it because
just as he's trying to wrap his head around being young again, his new life shows up with some really, really scary strings attached.
Suddenly, a holographic screen just materializes right there in front of his face, totally cutting him off. Yeah, this is way more than just getting younger. A system has just booted up, and oh boy, does it have something to say.
And you gotta love the system's first words. It's not some boring welcome user. No, it's welcome back, lazy host. Right out of the gate, you know this thing has some serious sass.
And then it drops the bombshell. The mission: teach the whole world about Bitcoin. And he's only got 90 days to do it. The irony here is just, wow. A guy named Satoshi, just like the anonymous creator of Bitcoin, is now being forced to be its #1 salesman. And the stakes? Well, if he fails, he dies. Permanently this time.
And if that wasn't bad enough, the system turns his entire life into a video game. To stay alive, he's got to earn points by doing this mission. 100 points? That gets him 1 more year of life. 1,000 points? He gets a whole decade. I mean, his whole existence, his survival, is now just a high score he has to chase.
So, before he can even start thinking about a plan, his new reality, or maybe his past, comes literally bursting through the door.
This young woman, her name's Elisa, she storms in. And of course, she sees this complete stranger where her old uncle is supposed to be. So she does what anyone would do. She grabs the closest heavy object, a vase, and gets ready to throw down. But Satoshi, even with everything going on, just calmly snatches it right out of the air.
And this is where it all hits home. Through her panicked yelling, he learns 2 absolutely massive things. 1, it's the year 2026. And 2, as far as the rest of the world is concerned, Satoshi is already dead and buried.
Right when you think things can't possibly get any crazier, his robotic sidekick, BitDra, shows up. And this thing is cool. It can be this little compact 100-sided die, for when you're on the go. But it can also transform into this full-on high-tech robotic dragon. Yeah, you can bet BitDra is here to make sure he doesn't slack off.
So Satoshi tries to, lie his way out of this awkward situation, and BitDra just chimes in with this perfect sarcastic reality check. It's basically like, boss, that's a huge lie. BitDra is there to remind him loud and clear, your life depends on this mission. No points, you die. End of story.
So the big question is, how does a guy who the system itself calls lazy handle a life-or-death mission? Well, not like a hero, that's for sure. He comes up with a plan that is, let's just say, very practical and very, very lazy.
And man, this quote from him just says it all. For Satoshi, this isn't a gift. It's not freedom. It's just another job. All the poor guy wanted to do was sleep, but now he's woken up with the biggest debt you could ever imagine, a life debt. And the payments are literally years of his own life.
So what's his master plan? His grand strategy? Forget saving the world. Forget being some legendary Bitcoin guru. His plan is genius in its simplicity. Farm points as fast as he can, rack up enough years to be safe, and then, you guessed it, go back to sleep. For good this time, hopefully.
So that's the plan. Get points, secure his life, and get some sleep. But really, how is a lazy host supposed to teach the entire world about something as complicated as Bitcoin? Well, we're going to start to find that out in our next explainer when we dive right into the candy economy.